Welcome everybody to the TechBrew podcast, the podcast where we blend today's world of technology with the aroma of a caffeinated beverage. Plus a deep dive into latest tech trends, thought-provoking discussions, and I forgot the rest of that.
And headlines.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm keeping that in. Cheers. Bam. Today we're going to be talking about NeuraLink. Specifically, I guess, Elon Musk and his quest to basically world domination. No. And the NeuraLink system is quite an interesting thing. I think only one person kind of has it right now, right? Only one guy has it.
I think about maybe one or two, and then the thing about it, I also did some research about. I don't know if you noticed, but the way that they actually had a full blown out machine doing the brain surgery for it.
I did not know that, actually.
Which is crazy how it the patient, on the bed, and then able to like scan the head and able to make precise cut kind of thing into the, which it's crazy. It's like one of those futuristic like movies like they did in like the 80s and stuff where the whole machine looks like it came from Blade Runner, basically. Which and it was successful, obviously, and but it literally just looks like a huge piece of plastic sticking out of your head, which looks ridiculous.
It kind of reminds me, and I don't know the exact terminology, so I'll have to correct myself later. People who are deaf can get like those implants that are like actually it's actually attached like inside your ear, and it has like a little thing on the outside. You've seen those? That's kind of what it reminds me of. That way it's like they like wire into the actual ear in some manner. I don't know fully how, but they've got those little, I forgot the name of it. I used to know the name of it. It starts with a C. I'm like 99.9%. But yeah, it's like a little thing, like a little receiver or whatever. But I have seen a little bit of footage of the guy, I can't remember his name, that has the NeuraLink implant, and kind of how it works. Like on the basic level, like he has a laptop that has a program running that's able to connect to the NeuraLink device, and it allows him to like look at like a program and like just think about opening it up, and it like opens it up. And that's quite interesting. It's kind of like eye tracker, but like it physically moves the mouse, which eye tracker doesn't do that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's kind of like a thing after I guess several weeks after remarkable groundbreaking surgery this is had, because this is such a new thing, but there's some kind of video where they did some tests on something where they're just sitting in a chair looking at a monitor, and it was like checkerboard kind of thing, and it was like follow with the dot or whatever, or whatever you look at with your eyes, look at every yellow square to confirm it or whatever, lock it in, and just tests like that. And Elon said in some podcast that this is probably like a few decades later, if more and more patients are gonna be wanting this, that this is gonna probably get into the pro gaming world, which
now that we're talking about it on recording, now I'm kind of seeing, interestingly, it would have to, like, if it does get involved in the pro gaming, which you'd have to have enough gamers who are, granted there is a lot, but I don't know of that many gamers who are in like the pro league that have a disability. Like, you have to have a disability in order to get this, unless he just wants to install it like in just pro gamers, like, hey,
I mean, he probably could, because it's Elon. do it if he
can
wants.
do whatever he wants.
But I completely forgot about that. Yeah, it's
like you have to have a disabled gamer to do it.
True.
Unless he just wants to install it and just like Tim the Tap Man or Ninja. Hey Ninja, you want to play Fortnite even better?
2 times the upgrade, basically.
Right, 2 times the speed. Can you imagine like you're playing on a match with Ninja because his handle on all of his games is just Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how he was able to do that, but can you imagine you're just like playing Fortnite and you just see his character just and you just see shots everywhere and it's like, okay, someone's using aimbot. It's like, no, NeuraLink. I would have to imagine, in all honesty, if it were to come down to the pro league of using NeuraLink, one, it should be only used on people who actually have disabilities because that's an unfair advantage. It's the reason for it to exist to begin with. You're not just going to install it on someone who's perfectly healthy. Unless you're that way. And I don't think, I could be wrong. You would think as someone who is disabled, I would know about like disabled communities everywhere, which I don't. I don't know if there's a pro league of disabled gamers. I know there's
bound to happen.
It's bound. I'll start it. No, I'm just kidding. I do know there's a charity called Disabled Gamers that helps companies like Xbox and PlayStation develop controllers that are able. Like the giant, the giant pad that Xbox has, the white and black pad. That's that was in connection with able gamers, not disabled gamers. Able gamers is the community.
Have you heard?
Charity.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is like Able Gamers is the charity that they work with to develop accessibility options for video games and stuff.
Sorry, this is slightly off topic, but development of handicap assisted.
Like games,
like gaming stuff is like. Have you seen the controllers you can use with one hand?
Yeah,
and it's like a 3D printed snap-on thing.
Yeah,
This stuff is so cool.
Yeah,
but the thing I was gonna say is, have you heard the explanation of how they use the NeuraLink to like use their like what are they called? Prosthetics, like their electronic prosthetics and stuff.
I haven't heard about that. I don't know if they're
like,
using, NeuraLink's only in one person right now.
Yeah. So he explained it on Joe Rogan, at least that's where I heard it. But it's something like, like the ghost pain, or like you can imagine moving your leg and like your brain feels like there's something there.
Yeah, just take that
is you can
interface. Yeah,
it uses AI, I believe, to learn what you're trying to do and puts it to the thing, and like you just like have to specifically think of this or this action or this word or something, and the NeuraLink interprets that, and eventually it becomes second nature, where it's like just a reflex to think that to do this.
Yeah. I don't know why I just thought of this thing. Can you imagine if like you had that and in your brain you're just going left, right, left, right, left, right, and then like you're walking past somebody and like that's like you have to focus on it. You have to like think of left, right, and so I was like, "Hey Jim, how you doing?" You just go left, right, left, right.
Can you imagine having that conversation down the road with your friends? Like, do you guys not just think left, right while you're walking? Because I do that all the time. Oh yeah, I have fake legs, by the way.
Yeah. That would be funny. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. To some degree, I am curious about the development of NeuraLink. I don't know if it would really be able to ever communicate with like the human body like fully. Like someone who's disabled, who doesn't have use of their legs, who doesn't have prosthetic legs, who just is in a wheelchair. Like me. Which I do have use of my legs, not very well. I would be curious to know what his ideology is on that, or if it's just like cut off your legs, get robotic legs, and then that's the path. Like, are you just wanting just to do prosthetics, or are you wanting to be able to send neurons through the whole entire the body, even part of the body that doesn't actually receive neurons? You want to be able to be able to send those signals again.
Right.
So that's what I would do. I wouldn't cut off my legs or my arms or anything like that just to get them to work, which is kind of a weird statement. I wouldn't do that. I would want my actual legs to be my actual legs. If I'm given the opportunity to do that, like if I lose my legs, or if someone lost their legs, then obviously they'd have to go with the prosthetic.
You go to a taxidermy guy and he stuffs your legs, and then they give it to the guy that builds the prosthetics. He's like, how much are you paying me?
Not enough.
Or he makes that decision, but then like he was like, okay, now we're gonna start the procedure. The person's just sitting there just going, yeah, I'm gonna rethink this decision now. Like, what am I doing?
You know what would be interesting, in all honesty? Like, if you're given the opportunity, like if you know like you're about to like lose your legs, right? You're about to get them replaced with prosthetics. 3D scan your legs if they're like in good condition.
They could mold them.
And 3D scan and make a plastic form. Make like a plastic or rubber. You can make like a rubber form that just slides over the plastic leg. The little shell.
Makes sense to me.
I did not think of that.
Yeah.
I think you would want to use a resin printer because then it could be silicone or something.
Yeah, you'd.
And then like you could whack it on stuff and it would just be soft.
Yeah. You'd want like a rubber, kind of like how they do like the rubber masks, like the Halloween mask. Like do that, but it's just a shell of your calf muscle or your calf section, and then it just slides over the like sleeve.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
A shell of a leg for a shell of a man.
I'm President Trump. I accept this message.
Well, anyway, back to NeuraLink. Only one guy has it right now.
Yeah.
I do believe that I think they've got other patients like on a waiting list. I don't know if they're waiting for federal approval or more money. Probably not more money because it's Elon Musk. But I don't know. I guess they probably got it with one guy. They're probably gonna try to improve it as much as they think they can within a given time period, and then give that version to all the improvements to a new patient.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's always interesting, the concept. I don't know why I was weirdly thinking about this. Not NeuraLink, but just imagine being patient zero for any new surgery. You're not getting the best version.
Yeah.
Now, technically, they could probably push like software updates. I don't know how that works with NeuraLink, but like the hardware, you're stuck with the hardware. And if they decide to change out material of one component to a better material and put it in the next guy, then you're not gonna have the best version.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd ever want to be patient zero in that case. Which I think patient zero actually relates to. But
can you imagine getting a software update or a firmware update? And like it's like giving dialysis and you have to sit there for 2 hours and then they fill your body with saline.
Oh, can you imagine like, because like you're getting a software update, the only thing you can physically think about is the progress bar, because it's forcing you to think about
it's
the
like
progression bar.
Oh, I'm tired of this UI HUD.
Right.
I can't wait for the next model.
That was kind of like the joke in our second episode, which we actually did. We did mention a little tiny bit about NeuraLink, and then my joke was, your parents coming in, they're like, you need to be more responsible for your life. You need to do this. You need to do that. And you're just, Raid Shadow Legends ad going in your head. And you're like, sorry, what? I wasn't listening. I had to add.
I have the free version of NeuraLink. I don't have the premium version.
The premium
for $14.99 a day.
It's like Reaper, and every time you boot up in the morning, you gotta say, still evaluating. I've been evaluating for 600 days now.
Right.
You're in the middle of a meeting and you're listening to Spotify.
It's like WinRAR.
Yeah.
Like, your free trial is over, but you can continue using it for free. Click.
Yeah, it's the. Are you still listening? And you're like, yeah, hold on.
Gosh.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
yes,
Can you imagine?
yeah.
You know what I just thought of?
Like the Netflix thing. Are you still using NeuraLink? Yes.
So,
that'd be hilarious. Not really.
What I just realized is, do you guys remember when everyone got mad at BMW for putting a subscription service on their heated seats?
Yeah, their heated seats or subscription service. I remember that.
What if like brain implants like that,
like certain
start
functions.
having like a pay to use function, and then like your prosthetic stops working or
right?
Like whatever.
It's like, oh, you have to have the arms subscription and you have to have the feet subscription.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and now
right?
And now we're gonna stop your ability to do math.
You can only
until you pay.
You can only think 500 thoughts a day for free. It's like the music, like the AI generated music where you can generate like 10 songs for free.
Yep.
Can you imagine like you get 10 thoughts a day?
Yep.
For free. Can you imagine someone just walks in, you've used your 10 thoughts, and then they're just staring at you, and you're just going, because you can't think anymore. That's a little morbid. I'm sorry. We need to actually start talking facts about the NeuraLink, because it was installed on the guy. Again, I don't remember his name, but the guy that got it installed, it was like what, last year, or maybe even longer.
Yeah, I think actually not that too long ago. Are you able to do that, Grayson? Are you able to like look anything up?
Can you?
Yeah, I'm on your Wi-Fi for free.
What
am I looking up?
Just the NeuraLink, like when the guy actually got it installed.
Yeah,
I think it was like last year. It might have even been before that. But I haven't heard much about it since the guy got it installed. Like I haven't heard any crazy breakthroughs besides like the initial like first month or so of him having it, and like
yeah,
it's like
that's a good. But I guess for right now we'll just I just realized.
I remember them like they're my own children. I don't have children. No, I remember my top 5.
But okay, but yeah, so for this part we'll just go with top 5 favorite movies that we like. We
should insert some sort of visual.
I was gonna say confetti. Just
sorry,
a little confetti.
Messed something up a minute ago.
I can do that. I can find it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll insert confetti.
Those little what are those called? Those little beep sounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the wrong.
I was multitasking.
You're good.
You guys need to talk a little closer to your mic.
Okay.
And what do you want me to look up again?
When did the first NeuraLink patient get the surgery?
Yeah,
I feel like it was early this year.
I think it was last year. When did it get installed? Because there's only one guy who has it. So.
I don't know why. Just the word installed. Just
installed.
First installation. That sounds like doomsday. Right. January of 24. I was right.
Wow.
I thought it was 23.
So
it is this year. Wow. Gosh, this year's already half over.
Because I remember watching that interview in like February, March.
Yeah. So much.
And Joe Rogan's usually pretty quick to get on stuff like that.
So much has happened this year. But anyway, so what we did for some of our favorite video games, and we did favorite video game soundtracks and things like that. So we thought we would just do just really quick, just top 5 favorite movies. But if do you want to go first?
I guess. I don't really have like an order.
Numero uno.
Right? Well, no, I'm just kidding. I don't really have an order. I like them all almost equally for just different various reasons. Some are like the actors, some are the plots, some of the cinematography. But I would have to say, in no really particular order, top 5 favorite movies would have to be The Shining.
Ooh.
All
right.
I do know that Stephen King himself does not like that adaptation of his book, because it's very different than what he wrote in the book. He actually hates it. It's like he despises the Shining movie, which is kind of weird. I wonder how Stanley Kubrick. Right. I wonder how Stanley took that when he was like, "This sucks. This is not what I had in my book."
Yeah.
But The Shining, cinematography wise, even though it came out in 1980, is still shockingly stunning.
And the soundtrack.
Oh, the sound, yeah, and just the ambiance, the blood.
Elevator,
which I think had to be practical. God, can you imagine?
Sorry, guys, I wanted to hit record.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, the blood elevator, just it's a stunning movie.
Yeah.
And then obviously the movie that we've talked about a lot, is 2001: Space Odyssey, which I tried telling someone that if you're gonna follow it for the plot, you're gonna get lost because no one knows what that movie's about. It's so random. It's not very explained. It's not explained very well at all. And it's a long movie. It's like 2.5 hours.
I think it's
like 2 hours and like 40 minutes or something.
It's just you gotta get through it. I know for some people they'll watch attention span, they'll watch it and they're like, okay, it was boring. It was just like,
the thing is, it's not like a horror movie. It's not. I mean, it's a space movie, but it's very just like a casual watching. It's just like, here's the daily life of these astronauts, and it doesn't really get interesting until Hal comes on and you hear him speak and you hear him turn into evil. Spoiler alert for a movie that's like 70 years old. It's like, then it gets interesting. But again, that came out in 1968, and the way they had to make things, look real, with like sets, like they made like giant life-size sets of like spaceship sections, and they physically had to like rotate them on these giant turntable things to get the illusion of gravity, because 1968 they didn't have CGI. So that movie, for various reasons, is very stunning. Another movie more into the drama side of things would have to be Dead Poets Society. I think one of Robin Williams' greatest movie ever, because it's not a comedy movie, but he brings comedy into the drama, and it's a very emotional movie. And
yep, true.
Yeah. I still always love, seize the day. The quote from the movie, seize the day.
Oh, Captain, oh, Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
I remember when he passed away, my Facebook was just flooded with Oh, Captain. Specifically, Oh, Captain, my Captain. Nothing else. No other reference to any of his movies, but Oh, Captain, my Captain.
It was either that or I remember, obviously, like a couple days after he passed, but seeing it was just a picture of, Aladdin and Genie hugging, and the caption just said, "You're finally free," and I almost lost it. Yeah,
because I never saw that, but that's
I missed him so much.
Yeah, was that 3?
3. Yep.
Then I would have to say, weirdly enough, Forrest Gump. For kind of weird, for obvious reasons, but also weird reasons. Like, it's not like it's an inspirational movie because it's someone who has a disability who does all these amazing things, and me being disabled, it's kind of like an inspirational movie, weirdly enough, even though it's a different disability.
Yeah.
But it's still a great movie. I mean, like the plot and everything, him going through all the decades, and always doing like really great stuff. You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Ow, something bit me.
Something bit me.
Yeah.
You got shrimp scampi.
That's about it.
It goes to like 30 different recipes of shrimp. I love that. So that movie is great for various different reasons. And then I weirdly didn't plan this, but I am wearing number 1, which is Star Wars. For obvious reasons, Star Wars is like the trilogy, the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. I was about to say 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5, and 6, because he filmed them that way for some reason, are also great for various reasons. I mean, arguably without those Star Wars movies, there's a lot of current sci-fi movies that would be around. Like the technology that they had to develop so that someone else could develop a better version.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do lasers? They developed a way to do lasers, and then someone developed a better way. But you had to have the OG. They're like the OG science fiction movie. Not really, because technically the OG science fiction movie is Metropolis, but that came out in 1927. different type of movie. Definitely Star Wars. Definitely specifically 4, 5, and 6. I would say if I had to choose a favorite, it'd be Empire. I think that's kind of everyone's favorite. But yeah, I think Darth Vader is always in like every publication's like top 10 like greatest villains of all time. Generally, Darth Vader is in like the top 10 somewhere. Yeah. Like most magazines will publish like top 10 greatest villains. He's always in the top 10, at least top 20 max. So
yeah,
that's my 5. I could do a top 10 as well. I've got several movies I love. Those are the ones that I think never mind. I did have one that I was going to replace. But if I had to switch Forrest Gump, I would replace Forrest Gump with Princess Bride.
Ooh,
yep. Princess Bride. I forgot that movie existed, but that movie in particular, I have seen more times than I've seen any other movie in my life.
That's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
That movie.
I rewatch it all the time.
Oh yeah, I've literally watched that movie probably 100 times, if not more, in my life since I discovered it existed when I was a young lad.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Six-fingered man.
So I would say for number one for me, would say Come and See. It is a Russian war movie, and it's.
I wasn't expecting. It's like these are very vague foreign films. 7 people have seen this film.
Yeah. I think next time I think me and you should definitely watch it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very obviously just a lot of people categorize this movie actually like almost horror like because it's almost, and I think it was a late 1980s movie. So and when I say horror, not really like a bunch of jump scares and all that. It's kind of
thriller.
Yeah, thriller, and obviously because of its, it's war, it's a more psychological,
shocking
horror kind of thing, and it takes you on this long journey of, one character. And I don't know why, I watched it, and watching it the first time was just like, what? But then had to watch it again, and watching it the second time, you get. I don't know why, you just get a different experience when you watch it again. So I definitely recommend it. It's obviously it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
2, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's a good choice. Classic.
Fantastic choice.
And watching that for the first time was like love at first sight, and really just got me interested in. And because it was like watching it both as an adult and as a 7-year-old kid, like the imagination you had as a kid.
It's like a comic. I mean, it is a comic book movie.
And
it's just the way they incorporate it.
Yeah,
the comic book, like pow.
Yeah, like just how our imagination was.
Yeah.
For that to be made, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is stuff that I did as a kid.
Yeah.
Brought to life.
Have you seen, because I haven't seen it yet, but on Netflix there's an animated Scott Pilgrim TV show.
I did see that.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's got the full original cast. It's got like everybody.
Yeah. The trailer.
Rare.
Yeah, the trailer, but I haven't watched it.
I know it exists, but I actually haven't seen the show. I don't know if it's like a different storyline than what the movie has, or if it's just like an episodic recreation of the movie. I'd imagine it's a whole new concept.
Yeah.
Why it's animated, I don't know, but I guess it's easier to do that than pay them to be in front of the camera. Because they'd be paying a lot more money if they had to physically be in front of the camera. But I haven't seen it yet. I wanted to watch it, but I need to rewatch the movie to kind of get in the vibe so I can watch the TV show.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what is your next choice of the great?
If y'all are ready for the third one.
Oh gosh.
Y'all ready
My
for the
Little
third
Pony.
one?
No, I'm just kidding.
Brony. No, okay.
No.
I would say for 3, I recently watched. I know me and you talked about it, Grayson, but Cinema Therapy actually reacted to this movie. But 3, Iron Giant.
Ooh,
I can agree to that.
Good call.
That's one of the greatest animated films. See, if I had to, like, I could almost do a top 5 for every genre of, like, I could do top 5 war, I could do top 5 sci-fi, I could do top 5 animated, I could do top 5. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But that would be in my top 5 animated films all the time. That, Treasure Planet, and a few others.
An interesting thing about that, what I heard, and this was actually true, and I never knew at all, which gave me a whole different perspective, and it just really brought me into tears. Basically, was just towards the middle of the movie, the Iron Giant kind of like starts to learn about guns and violence and things like that. And from what I heard was Larry Bird, his sister actually got killed because of gun reasons and things like that. And that was
the director of that film, the creator of that film.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. Know that it wasn't his first, but it was like the first 3 things he ever did. That was one of the first three things that Vin Diesel ever did.
Yes, yeah.
Which is weird to think about that you're an up and coming actor, you've done like 2 things, and like, hey, you want to voice the Iron Giant, and it becomes like,
Oh, that was Vin Diesel.
yeah, Vin Diesel.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, Vin Diesel is the Iron Giant.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane to think about that. That was like he did that. I think he did that either like right before or right after Saving Private Ryan, because they came out like almost the same year, like a year apart. He was probably filming one when one was coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the 3rd thing he ever did, and it's like it's a good voice for it. It's absolutely a good voice. Now he kind of does his I am Groot thing.
Yeah, just Groot all the time.
Getting paid $50 million.
Yeah.
But he also did Groot. He also did all 3 of those movies in 7 different languages. Like personally, he redid.
True.
Yeah. So I can kind of see. I mean, it's still an absurdly amount of money for saying I am Groot 4 million times. But when you're saying I am Groot 4 million times in 7 different languages, some of that money is well deserved. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's 7, but it's like he did it in like 4 or 5 languages. Like it was him. Like they didn't hire a trainer. Like he was just like, you want Portuguese? Okay, I'm gonna learn Portuguese. Because all he has to learn is I am and Groot in 7 different languages. A lot of languages, they do share common, verbiage. Especially European.
I wonder how much he got paid for those 3 words.
$50 million for the first movie.
Instead of
I read somewhere.
Instead of
500.
the words "I am Groot" coming out, all you're hearing is just "ching ching ching." That's it. Just money.
Right.
Because like
I'm rolling in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your next?
So for 4, I would say The Pianist.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I've never seen that.
Oh, dude, we're watching it.
We're watching it.
I've never seen. Is that who's in that?
It's the dude. He works with Wes Anderson a lot. He's in.
A lot of people kind of work with us.
No, I know, but he's like a repeat. He's.
Adrian Brody.
I don't know. Let me look
Yeah,
up his
hold
name.
on. Let me. Yep.
Here am I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrian Brody.
Love
Yep.
that guy.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite actors. And,
Oh my gosh, man.
I haven't seen him in anything.
And I think I first watched that movie in high school, I think, in one of my history classes or something. And still the same thing. I watched that for the first time, and it's obviously a depressing story, obviously, but just the filming, the cinematography, there wasn't really much of a soundtrack because it was just the feel of
He was the soundtrack.
being isolated and hiding for so long. So a lot of the times there just wasn't much sounds because it was the audience feeling of trying to be undercover, trying to be quiet from, the enemies and things like that. So it was very captivating story, and then, with a very beautiful ending.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad because I haven't seen that movie and I had no idea what it was about. And you're describing it as a very like sad story. And I'm like, here he's going.
Yeah,
he's just on the piano like, no, so it's not about him. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a more darker story. I'm so sorry.
So
anyway.
So for my final one, we go for Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I can agree to that one. I love that. I'm not very much, honestly, of a Wes Anderson kind of guy. Like Astro City was kind of a weird movie to me, but it was very.
Oh yeah, I forgot we watched that.
We watched Astro City,
which
it's very Wes Anderson. It's very like you can tell you're on a set. Like it's intended to look like you're on a film set.
The colors, the cinematography,
the coloring, and everything. But that was just such a weird movie. But Fantastic Mr. Fox, great, love it. Great acting, great everything.
Have you realized how many times Evan has said cinematography?
Cinematography.
It's delicious.
Cinematography.
Brought to you by Cinnabon.
I wish. I can agree. I like those 5. See, like I said, for me, it's hard to choose a top 5 like across all of the genres because I don't think I even had an animated movie that I liked that I put on my top 5. But I can give you a top 5 favorite animated movies that deserve to be in my normal top 5. But it's just you only give me 5 spots.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of like the ones that are like older that were like that gave you like this is the foundation for every movie that came after it.
I think that just kind of gave it more of a challenge to get
Right.
5. So it was like really had to just, scrunch down, and obviously it would have been a whole lot harder if it was just 3. Top 3.
Can you imagine if I was just like Star Wars 1, Star Wars 2, Star Wars 3?
I would punch
I
you.
don't agree with those. Yeah, I don't agree with I do appreciate the prequels as they are, but out of all the Star Wars movies, they don't make it.
If you said vice versa, if you said, what are your top 3? I would have been like
4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9.
I would have punched you.
Just
Those are the Disney. Those are the Disney Star Wars.
yeah,
Those aren't canon.
I know we've already said so many times. We're like, we don't.
The only Disney canon Star Wars movie is Rogue One. That was the only one that was a really good movie. Everything else is horrible.
Yeah, that was really good.
And all the TV shows are horrible except for like one.
Like a million TV shows.
Yeah. Give us a full 365 days without Star Wars content, please, and recoup.
It got to a point where so many stuff came out, and where I was just like, I give up.
Yeah.
I don't have the time and effort to watch all this.
You had The Mandalorian on at the same time as the Book of Boba Fett, on at the same time as like the Obi-Wan show, on the same time as the Ahsoka Tano show.
Yep.
It's like, dude, great that we have options, but stop.
But all coming out at once.
Can you imagine if like they released 7, 8, and 9 the same year, like on the same day? They wouldn't make that much money. Anyway, Grayson, do you have a top 5 movies?
Yes, and I have one honorable mention.
Okay.
Because I had 9 before, so.
Oh, okay.
And I'm definitely forgetting some movies that I'm probably gonna regret not listing later.
I can have,
But I'll bring that up next episode. Okay. No particular order. Hateful Eight. Most things Tarantino makes, I love. Hateful Eight was very quality, and like Reservation Dogs almost took that spot, and then Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Bastards almost made the list.
Inglourious. That movie is just chef's kiss.
We should binge those together, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think in modern history we'll have as evil of a villain as Hans Landa.
Oh yeah.
Hans,
with what's his name? Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, Hans.
Oh, he plays a villain so good.
Hans Landa. What is? I can't remember his last name.
I can't remember the guy's name,
Hans
but
Landa,
I know the actor.
But yeah, that.
Just quality. It's funny in the right ways, and it doesn't use goofy humor to break up a serious moment of like stress or whatever.
I love
in like a very annoying way. Like a lot of movies do that.
Yeah, I love Brad Pitt's introduction into that. I need me 100 Nazi scalps.
Nazi scalps, yeah.
You're gonna get me my 100 Nazi scalps.
I want a bumper sticker that says that. Okay, next. Nope. One of the greatest horror movies I've seen in recent history. Have you watched it?
Oh, I've seen all 3 of his.
Oh yeah, I need to watch his other ones.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh.
Nope.
I couldn't imagine anyone doing a UFO movie and coming up with something so creative as the UFO is the being.
Yeah.
That blew me away.
Yeah.
And like even the ending, and like when you rewatch it, there's some stuff to realize. Like I think I understand the whole thing about the ape attack and the shoe.
Yeah, the thing with Jordan Peele's movies is they're very, like, they're horror movies, but they have a lot of deep metaphors.
Oh, dude, he's
all 3 of his movies.
He's an artist.
Yeah, all 3 of his movies have a lot, and I mean like a lot of metaphors in them, and you're not gonna catch them all, and that kind of makes it to me a little bit annoying sometimes. Because I like just like watching a horror movie for like the scare. Like I don't need like deep meaning behind a lot of things.
Dude, rewatching it is totally worth it.
But yeah, Nope was really good. I liked Nope, but I don't think Nope was my favorite of the 3. My favorite of the 3 was probably Us. Us was.
I need to watch that one, and I need to watch Get Out.
Get Out's really good.
Because I've seen
Get Out. Yeah.
On YouTube, I've watched. It's a screenplay writing app. Anyway, they break down the storyboards in the beats. And like how to like really build up a moment, and like, oh my gosh,
I just love when that one guy's just like running that.
Yeah.
I was like, that gave me anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, very influential to me in my first like visual comedy movie. This director is up there with Tarantino and Wes Anderson for me. It's Edgar Wright's Shaun of the Dead. Oh my gosh, I can rewatch that for the rest of my life. Such a good movie.
The top tier zombie movie.
Visual comedy is almost lost if it wasn't for Wes Anderson and Edgar Wright.
You know, speaking of Shaun of the Dead, you know how, and this relates to something you said one of the episodes ago, you know how in Sunset Overdrive there's the record gun?
Sunset Overdrive? Yes. Because they're throwing records.
It's because of
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. So there's the influence, yeah. There's a lot of.
I think the cricket bat in the Left 4 Dead 2 games
was from that. There's a lot of movies that are like still coming out that have Shaun of the Dead references.
I've never noticed that actually. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, they said it was from Shaun of the Dead.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I just never thought of it as so influential. Besides for me, but I saw it when I was very little.
I like the other Shaun of the Dead-esque movie that came out with. I forgot what it was called. One where they were cops.
Oh, Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
It's a trilogy. It's Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and
This is the end.
Yeah.
They call it
the End of Days.
Yeah, it's a specific name of trilogy.
And yeah, so the trilogy is called the Coronado trilogy, and there are 3 different flavors of ice cream.
Yeah,
it's cool. The poster's cool. I really want to get it and hang it up. Okay, next one I saw. I don't know if it was this previous Christmas or the year before, but like in late December, there's a movie that came out called The Holdovers.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. You probably saw ads for it, and it's a very old.
Oh, is that the Paul Giamatti one?
Is that the guy that was in Big Fat Liar?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
He's
the guy.
Teacher. Yeah,
that's the one.
I have yet to see that movie.
Dude, it's up there with like Dead Poet Society and Good Will Hunting. It's all about like, oh, this kid like needs someone good in his life.
Of age, yeah.
Oh man, I would rewatch that in a heartbeat. That's one of the best recent movies I've seen. Just it's got classic written on it.
Interesting. It looks very like 70s.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I think
it's because they shot it on real film, and they probably use like Super 8 reels or something.
Probably.
But or 8mm anyway. But yeah, it's timeless. Like you could not tell me what year that was made, because it's not common that I see a movie coming out these days that I'm like, that looks good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Next one, very dark comedy, and I'm pretty sure I just showed Evan with Jesse Eisenberg, and it's called The Art of Self-Defense. It is the darkest comedy I've seen to this day. It's the funniest thing ever, and it's I don't think I can tell you anything about it without ruining parts of it.
I would say it's got a very big twist.
It's got like 2 or 3 twists.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's hilarious because he's just like this timid kid that's trying to learn how to fight.
It was
we called the art of self-defense.
The Art of Self-Defense.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it.
I would say it was one of those things where
I'd be down to have a watch party.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should bring everybody.
And me and him were watching. You know, he already saw it, and when that scene, or the scene came where it was the twist,
Just like
I literally looked, and Grayson's just like, right, and I was like,
Yeah. Not only is it like a moment,
He's
but
the
like
father
it'll
and
crack
the
you
son.
out laughing when he explains what he did with a lie after you watched him do it.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
I'm trying to think of like top twists in movies.
Sometimes they just don't really do stuff like that anymore.
they do.
Yeah.
in movies.
Like you
gotta
get
look
what
for
you paid
'em.
for, yeah.
You gotta look.
Yeah.
And my one honorable mention, and I'm thinking of many others right now, I'm controlling myself. Very underrated movie. I believe it had 3 stars on Netflix a few years ago.
Yeah.
But The School of Rock with Jack Black.
Oh, OG, yeah, that's a
Dude.
classic.
Oh yeah.
That has influenced me so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
I would not be playing music or even recording this podcast if it wasn't for that
Yeah.
movie.
You know what one movie I thought about? I'm not gonna do it as an honorable mention because I don't want to say it. But you know that movie? You know which movie I'm talking about? The metal one. You got the zombies.
Oh.
What is this?
I'll tell you later. I don't want to. It's got an interesting name that I don't want to have to bleep out.
It's.
Anyway.
We just we need to censor this part out, and then only for the specific viewers,
Right,
and then we
yeah.
could say it.
What if we like picked a movie we got together and watched it, like had pizza and all that. And then the next podcast, we talk about our thoughts on the movie.
That would be good.
Maybe.
I could see,
Especially if there's nothing going on in tech, you can talk about like the newest thing or whatever.
yeah.
Let's just do spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we played the new Star Wars game and we
Right.
decided it's bad, so don't buy it.
Everyone, to be honest with you, everyone has said the game's
Actually,
bad. They were playing it.
It looks good.
You know what's funny?
But-
Speaking of movies and ones that are gonna be obviously bad before they even come out, like every major like movie critic, almost like all of them, have basically agreed that the new Borderlands movie, which isn't out yet, they're projecting it to do horrible.
It looks bad. Like I can usually tell from the trailer.
It looks like it's a B-rated movie with A-listers.
My
Like,
problem
how
with
did
it, they keep doing this with A-listers too.
They
Like,
do.
stop casting Chris Pratt as everything.
Basically,
He didn't sound anything like Mario,
no.
and I am annoyed.
But
He
then
used to
again-
be funny when he was on Parks and Rec, and then he
Yeah.
got a big head when he went on.
Then again, could you have a whole entire like 2-hour movie that's just woohoo? How many woohoos? How many?
Well, you could
woohoos
still
do you want
like
in a movie?
have like a fake offensive Italian accent.
True.
and-
Yeah,
True.
he tried
And
to
I'll
do
bet
one, but it
you
wasn't
there would be no Italian people that are offended by it. Like they want Mario
Yeah.
to be Italian, I bet. And actually, why not hire an Italian voice actor to do it correctly?
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why not just get Charles Marionette to do it? He's the original.
Exactly.
He was
And
in
he's
the
still
movie.
doing the games.
He
He's
was-
not anymore.
yeah.
He retired. He retired this year.
Oh.
They got a new guy who sounds nothing like Mario.
Man.
But he is. Nintendo gave him a new job title. He's like the ambassador to like all things Mario. So like everything Mario related like has to be like approved by him. Like
Yeah.
story like where they take the character has to be like through him. Because he is Mario. He's the only one who's ever voiced Mario.
The decision
ever.
maker.
Yeah.
I wonder
With
if he
the
gets paid
exception-
for each decision.
Right. With the exception of the very hoarded, very horrible. I shouldn't even be allowed to mention this movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, the original from the 80s, not the new one.
I never watched it.
No. It's
I'm going to now.
It's scary.
I'm going to take a
They
shot
turn-
every time.
They make the Kappas look horrifying, or whatever they're called. The turtle
Yeah.
ones. I can't remember. Kappas, whatever they're called.
Oh, you know what's a weird one?
They turn them into like, weird
You guys,
monsters.
have you guys seen the old? I used to have this on VHS. It was the old Ninja Turtles movie where
You
they're
can
like
see, yeah.
in suits.
Yeah.
And they have
Their
like
mouth,
weird
yeah.
teeth. I think.
Yeah.
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 That's a funny one.
remote control, yeah. But
We should make another time. We should make a list of our favorite bad movies.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Give me 5 minutes.
I think we already
Same.
know. Me and you know the answer.
Oh God, yes, yeah, yeah,
We know.
He's-
You know what? No,
he's
let's
in
don't say it. Let's don't say it. Let's keep that.
yeah.
But yeah.
There's 3 of them out. I think that this particular person has 3 of them out. All 3 of I haven't even seen the third one. I don't know where it's not even streaming anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't.
They're
I
top
haven't
3
either.
worst movies of all time.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say. Jim, I'm sorry, Jim. I can't get you.
you'll
on this
just
one,
have to
Jim.
stay tuned for next time.
Yes, we will do top
Next
top
time
5
on
worst
TechBrew.
movies. Yes, top 5 worst movies will be next episode.
Oh
Or an
man.
episode later after that. Who knows?
But alrighty. Well, you want to go ahead and wrap it up, or
Yeah,
you
I don't
guys-
remember the new intro you came up with, so I'm kind of just gonna do the old one. Is that okay?
Evan, do you know it?
That's fine.
Okay.
I know it. I could just, or I could do it.
Yeah, you go do it. 'Cause I
You're
like-
host number 2. Just remember
Alrighty.
that.
right. I like.
You're
I
not
like
the main host.
Yeah, you're the co-host. I'm the main host. Oh,
Those-
see, you even have to look it up.
For the shut up.
This
We
is
should have
the.
changed it. Just kidding.
Do you use your real name on this?
Yeah.
This is the Camera Podcast
Why don't I use my
featuring
last name?
TechBrew.
I don't use my last name. I use Cam. So I'm gonna have to bleep
just
that out.
Cameron Curry
Cam for
experience.
sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna bleep that out. But yes,
Oh my
I
god.
just use Cam on mine. I don't use the full name. He doesn't even use. I think we've said his name once or twice, but yeah, his name.
Well, so once or twice, but I usually do.
Yvonne.
I do Moto Contrash, but
Kidding, it's Evan.
spoiler alert.
Evan. No, I'm just kidding.
So
We're the 3 amigos. The boys are back in town.
the boys are back in town. So
back in town.
Anyway, I need my drink.
alrighty, but I think that'll wrap it up for the day. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
joining us. But if you could do us a favor, please subscribe and like this video, please.
And buy us a house. No, I'm just kidding.
I need one, and I need a new car.
Yeah, right.
But
and also in the comments, put your top 5 favorite movies and explain.
Yes, please.
Explain in detail each individual one.
If you've made it
No, I'm just kidding.
to this point,
If you made it to this point, yeah.
no.
All 3 of you.
If you made it to this point in the video, yeah, please put your favorite top movies.
Top 3, top 5,
we
top
want to
10,
know, and that
100.
way, and maybe for the next video, we could read the comments and
judge you
and harshly judge you and make
It's
fun
like,
of you.
you put that at number 1? Screw you. That movie sucks. Here's why.
So, but anyway,
Just kidding.
thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to just have a discussion and us 3 and and just give you guys this kind of content and just entertain you guys, and we definitely appreciate it. So, but as always, drink coffee or your favorite beverage in moderation.
Yes.
And
even water.
And even water, yes.
Even water can hurt
Even
you.
sparkling water, yeah. But drink coffee in moderation and your favorite beverage, but don't take internet content at face value. We will see you in the next episode, people. Peace.
Wait. I've got another honorable mention.